He's back.
Yeah. El Perfecto in the football standings after this week. I'm happy.
Let's go.
Can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
Good morning. Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh yeah! Let's go. Good morning. Welcome to the Taco Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. This hour is presented by BetUS.com. Remember, you sign up, use the code Snowman, and you get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Hoo-wee! After missing yesterday because of a cluster blank I had at Starbucks and all kinds of equipment problems, we are back today. And I need to make this update as well because my wife reminded me of it. She said, don't forget to start the podcast version of your show today. Since you kicked off season 11, don't worry about the past episodes. Just start with today and go forward. All right, cool. So thank you, honey. I appreciate that. And I want to send a very special shout to a friend of mine who is like family, my little sister Jessica, going through a tough time. And I told her, tune in and we will help make her laugh. And that's what we are going to do. As mentioned, this portion is brought to you by BetUS.com. Use the code Snowman to get 125% deposit match on your deposit. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Also, you can go to youtube.com/@SITmorning. That's our brand new channel. Subscribe there. We're trying to get that loaded and monetized within a month. And I feel we're gonna do that within a month. I really feel that. So we need y'all's help. Just give us a subscribe again to youtube.com/@SITmorning. because beginning in January, that's where the show will air as we're transitioning the YouTube channel Snowman Multimedia to a full play-by-play channel. Everybody seems to enjoy it. We seem to get our best numbers doing that, so we're going to make that transition and have the SIT Morning Channel house our morning show and draw the audience there. All right, we got a little business to take care of. It's called The Whip Around, presented by Fanatics. We start in the Meadowlands, where the Bills pick up a big 23-20 win over the New York Jets in a flag fest. There was so much laundry on the field last night, the laundromat couldn't hold it. But the Bills hold on to move to 4-2 on the year. The Jets drop to 2-4. We will talk about all of that. We will talk about all of that and dive deeper and got a little more stuff for you after during the next segment. 76ers star Paul George has suffered a hyperextended left knee, so he may be out for a while. Uh-oh. The Los Angeles Clippers have ruled Kawhi Leonard out for the remainder of the preseason, and we don't know what his season status is. Where have we heard that before?
Too many places, too many times.
To the scoreboard we go. Game 2 of the NLCS belongs to the Mets. They beat the Dodgers 7-3, and to borrow the words of Howie Rose, put it in the book. Yankees beat the Indians 5-2. They lead that series 1-0. NHL last night began in Boston, where Florida picked up a 4-3 win. It was Ottawa over LA 7-3, Pittsburgh over Montreal 6-3, and the Islanders beat Colorado, who was off to a very slow start. That final score was 6-2, and Colorado's got a lot of work to do. Rangers over Detroit 4-1, and New Jersey shut out Utah by a final of 3-0. That's your scoreboard, and that's the Whip Around presented by Fanatics. As mentioned, the Whip Around is presented to you by Fanatics. Use the code Snowman to get 25% off of your order. Fanatics, officially license everything. We got a break, and when we come back, the New York Jets season is over. I declare it right now. The New York Jets season is finito in the sun. We'll talk about that. And we got 5 coaches we're going to put on the hot seat. And wait till you hear who we're going to put there. And an owner belongs there too. All that and more as the Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning continues in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central. Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony, or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Whether it's the men's college game,
the way that this season has been going, anything is possible.
The women's college game,
and how passionate Angel Reese was at that press conference, they got their mojo now.
The WNBA,
AJ Wilson on Twitter 1 and 2, followed by Brittany Griner, Aaliyah Boston, Jackie Young,
or the NBA.
The Lakers had a 0.8 chance of winning. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? LeBron James by himself outdid the Clippers.
You will get any and all of the information right at your fingertips or your earlobes. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down all things basketball in Shooting Lights Out on the Playmakers blog, network, YouTube channel, and where you can find podcasts. Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crown they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can be the black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
I forgot to push that button. We'll open the dog's garage at the top of the second hour. And boy, he's got some people to roast today. Last night, let's go to the Fanatics feedback zone very quickly. Sick Diggy is the first one in. Says, I took some Clearwater laxative a few hours ago, and now I'm completely cleansed. So this is a good morning. He adds good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And Ryan McCoffey, the international supervillain, as Victor describes him, says, good day, Snow Crew. We're starting off with the low-hanging fruit of the New York Jets. Fantastic. And I'm starting off with a pumpkin in my lap. Hi, Pumpkin.
I hate to tell you something, Ryan, but at least it's your team and not the New England Patriots. And trust me, I've got a lot to say about that.
We'll do that during the second hour. The Hawk TV is with us. He says, good morning. And the Jets. The Jets. They did New York Jets things last night. I hate to say it, but listen, I know Ryan described the last 2 seasons as cautiously optimistic after the signing of one Aaron Rodgers. Now I'll get to him in a minute. But what's going right for the Jets since Aaron Rodgers has gotten there? I'll tell you what's going right. Nothing.
He ain't even been there long enough for a cup of coffee, because let's not forget, he went down 3 plays in last year.
Yep.
So last year was a complete wash for him.
Mm-hmm.
This year has started off, well, let's just say it, New York Jets style slow.
Mm-hmm.
It's a plain and simple fact. I mean, you're not going to win a game, going out. What was it? Let me take a look. I had it right in front of me. 4 for 12 on third down. You're not winning a game that way.
You know what, Chris? I remember what Chris Simpson said. Third down is the money down. Get down, Pumpkin.
It is.
Third down is the money down. And if you don't convert on third down, you're giving up possessions and you're giving up points. That's what the Jets did last night. 4 for 12 on third downs. Say it again. 4 for 12.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to win that way at all.
It also doesn't help when there's more yellow flags on the field than a NASCAR race at Bristol.
Oh, dear God.
22 total penalties for 204 yards.
You're not going to win that way either.
You're
not going to win that way either. I mean,
that's
how many times have I criticized my team for being undisciplined? Huh?
Both teams were that way last night.
Exactly.
New York had 110 of those penalty yards.
And it killed them.
And the biggest issue they had is they gave up 3 sacks.
Mm-hmm. Rodgers is not himself. Because if you look at the game last night, they ran a lot of screen plays.
They did.
So Rodgers doesn't get hurt because Rodgers doesn't have the same mobility as he once did.
No, and the fact is he's still dealing with that sprain from the game in London.
Yep.
I mean,
there was a
sprain doesn't heal in a week. Trust me, been there, done that. I've had him go 6-8 weeks before. So trust me, Aaron Rodgers is not going to be himself until about the halfway point of the season if he survives that long.
If he survives that long. I saw a stat thrown up last night. Aaron Rodgers has the Packer record for 300-yard games with 62. However, he has not had a 300-yard game since 2021.
Well, he was knocking on the door of it last night, but it still wasn't going to be enough.
Mm-hmm.
When you give up 110 penalty yards and go 4 for 12 on third down efficiency,
4 for 12.
I don't care how many yards you have. That's not winning a game. Now, granted, Buffalo shot themselves in the foot last night. But only come away with a 3-point win when this should have been a
blowout. Yeah, this should have been a blowout.
But unfortunately for Buffalo, they found their own holes last night.
Mm-hmm.
So needless to say, this was not a get-right game for either team.
No.
And it's showing that coming into this upcoming week for both of these teams, they both have problems.
Big problems. There's so many holes to fill for Buffalo. It's not even funny. All right? Because their lack of a running game was glaring last night.
And I mean, looking into the crystal ball, the Bills have the Titans coming up this Sunday. And the Jets go into Pittsburgh for Sunday night.
I might have to do that one. I might have to do that one.
And I hate
we'll see.
Tell McCoffee something, but Pittsburgh is going to have your number this Sunday.
Nah, I want anarchy in that game.
Man, you want anarchy most of the time when it comes to Pittsburgh. Let's be real.
Well, yeah. For the simplest of reasons, everybody was praising Pittsburgh for signing Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. Okay?
Yeah, well, that's just Pittsburgh stupidity.
Mm-hmm. Pittsburgh is dumb, okay?
Oh.
And now they say, and now I hear that Russell Wilson may finally be available. Shut up. Just shut up.
Well, the committee of Pittsburgh pinheads will be happy to hear that.
You know, I am so tired of the Pittsburgh committee of the committee of Pittsburgh pinheads. I'm tired of it.
Man, there's
I'm tired of that. I'm tired of it, and I'm tired of them.
Man, there's a lot of committees, associations, and groups we're tired of. Trust me.
Yep.
I deal with enough of them.
We both do.
The National Committee of NASCAR Knuckleheads is right up my alley.
Oh my gosh. And NASCAR, I hate to say this to you, Shane. I'm not a NASCAR fan, but I do follow it on occasion. NASCAR has been ruined.
Too many ways.
And simple.
Too many ways, my man. Too many ways.
Plain and simple. NASCAR has been ruined.
If the garage was long enough, I'd be taking so many people over to Cole's, but I've got 2 in line for today.
Yeah. As I said, we'll do the garage at the top of the hour. All right. I asked a friend if I can borrow something, and he said it was okay. So a shout out to my buddy Rich Perez for the subject we're going to talk about right now. The subject being coaches on the hot seat. And I will give the name and the reason. This is according to Rich Perez, one of my insiders. And then we'll both offer our thoughts. So, here we go. 5 coaches need to sit down. The first coach on the hot seat is Doug Peterson of the Jaguars. The locker room has quit. The team is not competing and giving up at halftime when they're down. And you see it all over the place.
Yeah, you do. And that's the unfortunate thing is Jacksonville has bits and pieces that they could take to them to have at least a winning record. I mean, you're not looking at them to make the playoffs unless something miraculous ever happened.
Yeah.
But they have pieces that could put a decent record together if they knew how to get coached.
Mm-hmm.
But, not only should the head coach be on the hot seat, ownership needs to be on the hot seat.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not investing where they need to invest.
They sure aren't. And they're not running the offense through the person they need to run it through. And that is Breece Hall.
Mm-hmm. I hate to say it, the only way Jacksonville is going to come out of this is if Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks pull a BTE trigger on everybody.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, the next coach that is on the next coach that needs to have a seat. You know this name, Nick Sirianni of the Philadelphia Eagles. And with Rich Perez granting me permission, they're fighting with the fans now. Their underachieving has the fan base angry, and I don't blame them after a Super Bowl appearance, and they're cracking under pressure. And I will point to the game where the foundation not only cracked, but crumbled. Week 13 last year against San Francisco.
Yeah, and Philadelphia has always been a hotbed of controversy when it comes to their fans anyway. So fighting with them doesn't surprise me. It's just the fact that, well, why are you fighting with your fan base when you should actually be trying to perform for them?
Right.
Now, granted, they're sitting second in the NFC East, but the problem is, look who's sitting above them.
The Washington Redskins.
Good
Hail to the Redskins. I cannot call them the Commanders, even though that's their legal name. And my young buddy Jason said you need to say the correct name of the teams because it protects your brand. I understand that, but I don't care. They are the Washington Redskins as far as I'm concerned.
And Jaden Daniels right now is leading that team into a playoff berth. There is no way right now that anybody else in the East is walking away with that top spot besides Washington. I don't care what happens right now.
He's leading that team to
Philadelphia doesn't have a chance.
He's leading that team to a division title, and Philadelphia is about to miss the playoffs.
Easily.
Philadelphia is about, unless something changes real quick, Sirianni will be on the hot seat, and if they don't make the playoffs this year, he's out of there.
Sirianni is about to get run.
Nick Tight Jeans Sirianni. I think that's how Cool McCain described him. Here's the next coach. Antonio Pierce of the Raiders.
Yep.
Just bad decisions on players' calls and replays, mistake after mistake. And it's driving the fans away from Allegiant Stadium. It's driving fans away from the Death Star.
The only way the fans are going to be going to the Death Star is for WrestleMania next year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The only way Las Vegas is doing anything right now is with the F1 Grand Prix coming up in November and with WrestleMania. No one else gives a crap about what's going on with the Vegas football team, and that's a problem. They moved them out to Vegas. They put Allegiant Stadium out there for a reason, and the play of the team right now is driving everyone away because they're not going to sell that house.
Mm-hmm.
And they need to do something. Now, granted, they're in a division where everything runs through Kansas City.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean with the weapons you have at your disposal with that team that you should be down at the bottom of the barrel right now in your division.
Exactly.
And that's where Oakland is. And I'm sorry, but it's Oakland.
Thank you.
That needs to be able to figure out where to take the team.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, they're always going to be looking up. Their back is flat on the mat, and they're looking at the lights. And they're going to be constantly doing that because they're jobbing to everybody right now, not just in the AFC West, but the entire league.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to be sitting down there. They're going to be lucky if they see 4 wins this season. I'm going to put it to you like that.
I agree. I totally agree.
They need to have a wake-up call and fast, or else their head coach is going to get run, and that house is going to be empty for a while.
Yep. The only time it'll be like SRO and filled to capacity was February earlier this year in a game that we called. I believe it's called the Super Bowl.
And I believe we spent a good 6 hours on it.
Oh boy, we'll relive that story later. Next one. Kevin Stefanski of the Cleveland Browns. Now, I will throw a wild card into this equation. There is a big reason, a huge reason, why the Cleveland Browns are failing with the talent that they have on their roster. And his name is Deshaun Watson.
This is one of those issues where it's not just the head coach that needs to be on a hot seat, it's ownership for giving Deshaun such a stupid contract.
And when we say, folks, and when we say stupid contract, we mean just that. We mean just that. It's an absolutely ridiculous contract. Ridiculous, man.
$230 million guaranteed for a player.
And every penny guaranteed. Every damn penny. What? What's he going to do for you? Okay?
Were they that desperate for a quarterback? Seriously? Ridiculous.
It seems that way.
Yeah, and now the problem is they're stuck in this contract. Their team is basically playing like the color of their jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just not going to go far.
Uh-oh. Sorry about that.
The team's just not going to go far. I mean, seriously, right now, they are, again, bottom of the barrel in the AFC North. And we all know the North is running through Baltimore, even though Pittsburgh's trying to make a name for themselves.
Yep. The North runs, as far as I'm concerned, the North runs through Baltimore.
Yeah.
All right?
Henry, and
no one else.
Henry and Lamar Jackson in Baltimore.
No one else in that division has a chance in hell. No one.
But right now, Cleveland is sitting at the bottom of the barrel overall, right next to Tennessee, right next to Jacksonville.
Yep.
And right next to, unfortunately, right now, New England, but I'm going to get to that later.
Yeah. We'll get to that next segment. Trust me.
The problem with Cleveland is the fact that they've got a quarterback who can't do jack, locked up with a contract, meaning that the team can't do jack.
Mm.
And it's going to screw them over for the foreseeable future. Until Deshaun Watson is out of Cleveland, they're not going anywhere.
Exactly. They're the same old Browns. Y'all understand me? They're the same old Browns.
The last time this team was relevant, Drew Carey had his own TV show on ABC.
Mm-hmm. And they were just they were just coming back.
Besides that, good luck, Cleveland. Only way you
and I'll throw this.
The only way
I'll throw this shot I'll throw this shot out there. Okay.
Go with it.
I will throw this shot out there. The legacy of the Cleveland Cavaliers is Craig Elo.
Right now, the only way Cleveland's going to win a championship is if they put Wild Thing in the bullpen for the Indians going into New York.
Dear Lord. Dear Lord. All right. And this one will make Victor happy. And I know he's got some random musings when he gets back on the air with us. In fact, we may have him back. In fact, he may make an appearance tomorrow. There's this. Mike Fat Ass McCarthy.
This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation.
I'm going to tell you right now, a zombie version of Dusty Rhodes could coach this team better than Pennywise.
Yep.
But yet again, we all know Gerald is going to be keeping Pennywise around till the cows come home, which means they're going to end up keeping Dak as their quarterback. Now, yes, he's got the long-term extension, so don't CD Lamb and all this great crap. But the problem is you're not getting your investment back because what was it? The smallest man in the ring standing on the shortest stepladder and the smallest hell in a cell. What Dak Prescott is.
That Prescott comes up smaller than Mini-Me standing on a stepladder, the world's smallest hell in a cell. I think that's how Victor described it.
Yeah, and that's what it's going to happen. Every January, they're going to go into the playoffs, and then after their first game, they're hitting the golf course.
Victor Locke is with us. He says, when I get back on, I have some random musings, including a simple question. What did we learn? What did we learn, Ezekiel Elliott? Okay. I'll answer that question for you. Not a damn thing.
No.
Not a thing.
Zeke has been non-apparent so far this season for Dallas.
You know what? If I were ownership of the Cowboys, I'd cut that salary in a heartbeat. Now, granted, I'm gonna have to eat. Now, granted, I'll have to eat it, but screw it at this point.
You kind of have to screw it at this point because
screw it at this point.
Look at your investment.
Yeah, that's all I got to say. Screw it at this point because coming up shorter than Mini-Me on a stepladder in the world's smallest hell in a cell. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like I said, they see their playoff schedule. They play the first game, then they end up on the golf course. Because Dak Prescott is not ready for the spotlight.
Dak Prescott is your quarterback. Okay?
They haven't had a quarterback ready for the spotlight, let's be real here, since number 8.
Troy Aikman. Since Troy Aikman.
Look how bad Romo crumbled.
Oh, God.
Now, granted, we all know
throw for 500 yards and lose. And I'm talking about the game against the Denver Broncos.
Yep.
Against Peyton Manning.
Well, it's kind of hard to beat the professor at his own game. And even then, he didn't even have to go that. He didn't have to throw for 500.
Right.
Dallas always finds a way to shoot themselves in the foot.
And Sunday was awful.
Yeah, it was.
Sunday was a game that I loved. Okay, let me just be real here.
Right.
But if you're the Dallas Cowboys, you have got to be kidding me. 47-9.
That's a
$60 million man. And he leads his team to 9 points. 3 field goals. 3 field goals. 3! Lord have mercy.
Yeah, and here's the thing about it is you would figure throwing the ball 33 times, you have at least, 250, 300 yards.
Yep.
Prescott only had 178, 17 completions.
Oops. That's not going to get it done.
Nope. Their rushing game was non-existent. They went 3 of 13 on third down efficiency.
Oh, there's a stat for you. 3 for 13. 3 for 13 on third downs.
Yeah, well, here's the bigger thing. 4 sacks allowed, 3 interceptions, and 2 fumbles lost.
Mm.
Yeah, that game was.
Ouch. Just plain ouch.
Big ouch.
Victor Locke again. For the people who hate the Cowboys, which is the league, Sunday was a celebration. For actual Cowboy fans, it was painful. So here I am getting kicked again. Oh my gosh.
Man, we just call it like we see it, even if the moronic Republic of Cowboy Nation ends up wanting to come after us.
In which Victor is not a part of.
Thank God.
Victor is a rational thinking human being. Ryan McCarthy. I got my kicks, Vic Alasa. You knew your kicks were coming. Oh, we haven't even begun with the New York Jets. Man, if I could just reach out to Joe Beningo and have him come on the show and go completely off.
Oh, we'd be sitting here for a good 40 minutes just laughing.
We'd be sitting here for days.
Yep.
We'd be sitting here for days. He's like so many Cub fans that I know.
Oh yeah.
When they finally won the World Series.
Oh
Jesus. All right, let's take a break. When y'all get back, I decided we're going to open the garage. And boy, Victor got something Shane's got something cooking. We'll be back.
This is Snowman in the Morning. This is Snowman in the Morning.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text delete, 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 delete.
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels.
Nerd Focus. Smarter than energy.
We were always hippies at heart, I guess, and that was one way that we showed it before we became full-time RVers.
And we were definitely living small and minimally.
What made us decide to go with Battleborn was everyone from their top leadership team down to their service department helped us so much the whole way through. Our relationship with Battleborn is so much more than business. And me and Dennis love to jam together. We've played together multiple times, and that's been an awesome transition. Be able to learn so much more about the business. Also, just make some awesome friends.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Welcome back. Snowman and the dog here with you. Droid is resting this morning, and Vikala will be back with us later in the week. Well, dog, I have a present for you.
Oh.
Right after I say, this portion of the show is brought to you in part by Invader Coffee, fuel for the fearless. And yes, I found that one during the break.
Nice.
So guess what else I found?
What'd you find?
As I mentioned, I have a present for you.
Do tell.
Open sesame. Inside the dog's garage we go. And here's the dog. Take it.
Now, I don't know how many of y'all have noticed the construction crew outside, but not only do we have a baseball diamond sitting out back of the garage, we've also got a basketball court and a football field. Today involves what we know with football and the fact that I have to pick up some dog chains because we need to chain up two people to make sure they quit screwing around. The Association of New England Nimrods and the president and vice president have completely screwed up Patriot football. Who's the president and vice president, you might ask? Robert Kraft and Gerard Mayo. How'd they screw up? Well, it's simple. Two things. One, they got rid of Nathan Rourke. And two, they trusted Jacoby
Brissett.
And where did that lead us leading into Sunday? A 1-4 record with 546 total passing yards and 2 touchdowns. It took 5 weeks to figure out in their crazed out minds that Jacoby Brissett was not it. When not just me, but everybody here has been saying from the jump that Jacoby wasn't going to be it.
Yep.
It took Drake May one game to nearly get half of the total passing yards and one more touchdown.
Uh-huh.
Drake May threw for 243 yards just Sunday against Texas and 3 touchdowns. Granted, he had the 2 interceptions, and it was C.J. Stroud.
It's the Strouds.
And granted, we also have a lot of issues on defense, but Houston exposed us.
Uh-huh.
Worse than a dude wearing a trench coat in Central Park in New York. But at the same token, there's a lot we can take away from the game.
Mm-hmm.
As in, we shouldn't have taken 6 weeks to get Drake May running. Now, granted, are we going to walk away with a winning season this year? I highly doubt it. But if we started Drake May at the start of the year, we might have likely had a chance to at least go 500 or a game above. And Drake May could have actually been in mid-season form at this point instead of maybe, I don't know, game 1 of the season or maybe game 3 of the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
But yet again, the National New England Nimrod Society has officially screwed up, courtesy of the president thinking he knows everything and the head coach being a yes man. And, well, they both need to go to Florida and on the way stop off at Dallas to pick up Jarrell. Please go to Tampa and retire, all 3 of you.
Oh, gosh.
Quite frankly, New England don't need you. Dallas don't need Jarrell. And while you're there, go to Jacksonville and pick up Mac Jones, too, and take him with you.
Yes. Yes.
We don't need him. We didn't need him in New England. Got rid of him. Jacksonville don't need him because all he's going to do is see garbage time behind Terrence.
Yeah.
So, good luck. So, who's getting chained up to the goalpost this week? I'm putting the lock and key on this one, and that's going to be saved for Robert Kraft, the entire Kraft family for being a bunch of idiots and letting Drake May sit on the bench and get calluses on his ass, and Gerard Mayo for basically screwing everything up to the point where we don't have a run game right now.
Nope.
Our passing game was non-existent until we actually figured out starting Drake May was a good idea, and it didn't even need an 8-ball to figure that one out.
True.
And our defense is so far shot, especially in the secondary.
Mm-hmm.
Throw some pastrami and mustard on it because we might as well just call it Swiss cheese.
Yep.
And C.J. Stroud exposed that.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention Brock Purdy had fun with it 2 weeks ago.
Stroud threw for 192 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. 3
TDs should have at least been, I don't know, 250 to 300 yards. But they exposed not just the weakness we have in the pass game, but also the weakness we have in the run game when Phil Mixon goes off for 102 yards and Damian Price goes off for 76.
Yep.
We cannot let that happen. We are currently sitting at the bottom of the barrel next to Cleveland and Jacksonville. This is not where New England needs to be.
Mm-mm.
We should have been sitting at least 3-2.
At least.
If we started Drake May at the start of the season, but no. The president and vice president of the National Nimrod Society of New England Patriots decided to screw around and found out exactly how bad their mistakes are.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not a conspiracy theory. Y'all don't need Dale Gribble coming in here and telling you what your problem is. We're doing it for you.
Mm-hmm.
So
but don't we always?
Yeah, exactly. So congratulations. Kraft Mayo, y'all are sitting on the goalpost for a while and you're chained up. Don't even get me started with what's going on in NASCAR. I ain't got enough time for it today.
We'll save that for next week.
No, close the damn door. We're letting the heat out.
This morning, the Dog's Garage is brought to you by Jiffy Lube. Now you can get a $10 certificate on any multi-care service by using the code MULTI10. That's MULTI 10. Now offering brakes, tires, suspension, and more. Jiffy Lube Multi-Care. Remember, get a $10 certificate on any multi-care service whenever you go in for an oil change. Check out your local Jiffy Lube for more information. Android's awake. No, he's not.
Boy, what are you doing up? And your mic is muted, dude.
You muted.
I know, because when you pull me in while you're doing the transitions, I have to manually mute my mic.
Ah.
So I'm not heard
okay.
during transitions.
So what are you doing up at this hour of the morning?
I should ask the same of you on Sunday.
You know what?
Unfortunately, my clock was wired, and I still had to watch that bowl.
When you get hardwired like that, you know, and trust me, I know, I see it in my wife all the time. She's so used to like getting up at 6 or 6:30. This morning she got up at 6 to get out of the house early because she had to get to the office early, but she still tuned in and helping us make our corrections and things like that. But man, when you're hardwired like that, you can't help it.
All I remember this morning is waking up and seeing the "we're going live" text, and I'm like, oh, cool. And then I realized, wait, they're going live? And some words that I cannot repeat.
Yeah.
That start with an F.
Kind of like the words I was saying yesterday when I was at Starbucks and we had that cluster bleep with my equipment, and not to mention the Wi-Fi there. So I've made the decision I'm not going to do a road show until I have an Ethernet internet device with me, which means I'm going to get one, and I'm going to test it, and I'm going to test it out. We'll see how it goes. Let's take a break. When you all get back, I got a funny story to share, and then hour 2 of this spectacular. We're back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central. Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and He was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me Texas. Delete!
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels. Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Welcome back. The droid is with us, and he don't look too happy. So I'm going to give him the floor, but you must promise me something, sir.
I have a center button.
No bad words.
I have a center button. Gary Bettman.
This is going to be an interesting way to go into halftime.
I can't wait.
Gary Bettman, take a seat. The NHL has always tried expanding, and we all know this.
Mm-hmm.
And it took you, a failing Arizona franchise, to realize that Utah loves hockey. It took you, an Arizona franchise that was coached by Wayne Gretzky, the great one, and that team even failed, for you to realize, oh, maybe hockey in Arizona don't work. Be for real. I am sick of it's not just Gary Bettman that does this stuff too. It's every commissioner.
Yep.
What can you not get through your head that these cities love these sports?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same old story every season. You want to know what league is actually kind of listening? The WNBA, because they're still expanding.
Yep.
We're getting Seattle. We're getting a San Francisco team.
Golden State.
Which I'm sure our friend Allison will be talking about later on in hour 2.
And we get, I believe what I've heard, we're getting Portland. P-O-R-T-L-A-N-D. Portland.
And also Toronto.
And Toronto. WNBA is getting their first Canadian team in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But yet you took 20 plus years, because the Arizona Coyotes existed back in the 90s.
Yes.
It took you 20 plus years to realize that Utah deserves hockey? Roger Goodell, it took you how many years to realize that London loves American football? I don't. The thing is, I don't even remember the NBA commissioner's name, and I'm glad I don't. It took you how long to regret moving the Thunder out of Seattle?
Yeah. That was done by the hand of David Stern, and the name you're looking for is Adam Silver. He has not corrected the problem.
But he allowed it. That's the thing. Every relocation must be approved by the commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
And who the absolute allowed Houston to move to Tennessee in the NFL. The Houston Oilers was a fine team. I know there was financial struggles. That happens with every new team. But just straight up moving them and making them this washed organization where careers go to die next to Cleveland is ridiculous. We have two teams, and you heard me right, two teams in the AFC that careers go to die. There's maybe one in the NFC, but we got two in the AFC. 2 out of 14. 4 teams per division. And it's ridiculous. I want to see sports grow, and I understand that there's a limit.
Mm-hmm.
There's a limit on how many teams you can handle at once. But the NFL has made it clear they want to expand. And they want to expand to 36 teams. Then do it. Quit delaying and do it. You know how to find investors. You've done it before. You played in Tottenham Stadium. You played in Wembley. I guarantee you the Aston Villa owners and the Tottenham owners will be more than glad to give you teams in London. You want a team in France? Go hit up the PSG owner. They'll be happy. You want a team in Spain? Go hit up Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona. Hit up anybody there, and they'll be glad to give you something.
Montjuic Stadium's right there in Barcelona. Just saying.
And you want a team in Germany? There are Bayern Munich's owners have been looking to get into American football. Borussia Dortmund, my team, BVB, has been looking to get into American football. So quit lying down and being lazy. Get up and get these investors what they want. I guarantee you, we will have a Europe division and it will be successful. There will be people flocking to the stadiums, wherever it may be. Italy, France, Spain, Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands, the UK, even Ireland would be a great destination. And the thing is, you think that, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I've done the math. The success rate of teams in Europe is higher than every NFL team's success rate combined. That includes the 49ers. That includes the Steelers. That includes the Chiefs. These investors can make these teams successful. And we're lucky that the NFL isn't based on like a whole Formula One or, MLB thing. Or else these Europe teams would definitely have an advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Because for those who don't know the exchange rate, the euro is worth more than the dollar. €1, I think, is about just over $1.50.
Right now, currently sitting, it's €1 is 109 in the dollar, so it's a dime extra.
109. So you take about the 200 million pounds in Great Britain. You take over the 300 million euros in Spain. Up to 600 million that Paris probably has due to tourism. You want another? You know what? I don't even care if it's going to be a tourist trap. Just give them football. Just give them football. And back to you, Sir Gary Bettman, while I still have the time before halftime. You want to expand, and it's very obvious. You have so many cities ogling at the idea of getting an NHL team. You want me to name some stadiums for you? Okay, I will. I can't name stadiums, but I can name you cities. Atlanta wants an NHL team. That's very obvious. Atlanta's wanted an NHL team back since the Thrashers. Kansas City, my city, wants an NHL team. We want a Big Four. We're not going to get an NBA team anytime soon, but we'll take an NHL team any day of the week, and I guarantee you those games will be sold out.
Yes.
I don't like OKC for the Thunder, but OKC hockey sounds amazing. Give me OKC hockey.
Hell, we got Seattle.
True.
Yeah, we at least have a Seattle team, so we can't complain about it.
We got Seattle. But now Seattle has the Seahawks, they have the Mariners, and they have the Kraken. Y'all know what's missing.
The Sonics, the Supersonics.
And I think I'll hit that when we come back.
But Gary Bettman, you have multiple cities. You want to know how much a KC St. Louis rivalry would sell out? It would sell out every single game because the KC St. Louis rivalry in sports has been alive for decades.
It's real.
St. Louis Cardinals and Kansas City Royals. Boom. That's an amazing rivalry. I don't think I've ever been able to attend a game because the tickets are always sold out. Sporting Kansas City and St. Louis SC always sold out. Here's another opportunity for you. St. Louis doesn't have basketball either. So take advantage while Adam Silver isn't and put a team in KC to bring another KC St. Louis rivalry to birth.
Oh, and don't forget, old indoor soccer rivalry that I loved, the Kansas City Comets and the St. Louis Steamers.
Oh, my Comets. Oh, my goodness. I went to a Comets game. That was amazing. But back on topic. You have so many new rivalry opportunities you can bring. You want to see a Houston-Dallas rivalry? I do. You remember when the Houston Aeros was a hockey team?
How about
Houston
Chicago,
Aeros,
Indiana?
Dallas Stars on a Tuesday. Oh my goodness. It's going to be a lot more entertaining than Cowboys Texans.
How about, like I said, Chicago and Indiana?
Give me a team in Indiana and I will take it. Because we all know that the Northwestern Indiana rivalry is amazing.
And you need to have it in LaPorte, Indiana.
You need to have it in LaPorte, Indiana.
Don't put it in Indiana. Let me add this. Indianapolis. Don't put it in Indianapolis. They're already saturated with teams. It would be too easy. You put it in LaPorte.
Here's another
County.
thing. You want a small market? You want a smaller market? Mm-hmm. You don't want to go straight to another big city? Oh, what does Kansas have? Multiple of that. We got Wichita. We got the Wichita Thunder down there. We've already proved that hockey works in Wichita. So bring it. Do it. You're not going to. I know that because you don't listen to the public. You never have and you never will. And that's my problem. You've never listened to the public. Neither is sometimes Roger Goodell has. We can admit that Roger Goodell has sometimes listened to the public. Adam Silver, one of his best publicity things was drafting that dead player. I don't remember his name. Was the NBA selects. That was his best publicity thing. That's what got him a lot more likeliness in the commissioner world. You ever see the MLB do that, gents?
Nope.
You ever see the NHL do that?
Nope.
You ever seen the NFL do that?
Hell no.
Exactly. So, my message to Gary Bettman and all you commissioners, shut up and give the fans what they want. No, get up.
I've never seen Droid so pissed off.
I'm happy.
I love it.
Sorry, guys. I'm kind of getting a phone call in to get the propane refilled for the hot seat. Hang on a second.
Oh, then I got
the propane.
Yeah, bring more of it because I got one myself.
Yeah, bring an extra.
When we get back, because we're at halftime.
We're beyond halftime. So we're going to take a break, heading into quarter of the past the hour. Okay. And when y'all get back, I'm going to fry up OKC's Thunder.
Give Hank about 6 minutes. He'll be back here with some more propane.
Back after this.
This is Snowman in the morning.
Whether it's the men's college game,
The way that this season has been going, anything is possible.
the women's college game,
And how passionate Angel Reese was at that press conference, they got their mojo now.
the WNBA,
AJ Williams stood at 1 and 2, followed by Brittany Griner, Aaliyah Boston, Jackie Young,
or the NBA.
The Lakers had a 0.8 chance of winning. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? LeBron James by himself outdid the Clippers.
You will get any and all of the information right at your fingertips or your earlobes. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down all things basketball in Shooting Lights Out on the Playmaker's blog, network, YouTube channel, and where you can find podcasts.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central. Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crown they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Whether it's news, The largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant. Weather. Devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States. Inspiration. A breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete.
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
That's my beauty bringing us back from break. Thank you, Jody. I love you very much.
She's very happy because Colts won.
Yeah.
Yeah, Colts won, 49ers won. So it was a dual victory week.
My Chiefs won. Oh, wait, we didn't play.
Your Chiefs were off.
Oh,
and I'm not doing an early game Sunday. I might have to, but I don't think I will. And I have a very good reason.
Okay.
I'm saving all my energy for 405.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Sorry,
no,
Beck.
No. And hell no.
You're with me.
You're probably going to win this game because we are hurting.
Man, look.
Unless we make a trade for like Amari Cooper.
This game may wind up being a 52-all tie because we are wounded. All right?
I mean, if we're going to talk about having it be a tie, at least be real. I'd say at least 35.
I still say 52 for both teams. Let's just end in a 52-all tie.
Because you got to remember,
that's gonna be a fun game. And we're talking about the Chiefs and 49ers. We'll have that on Sunday. Saturday night, we got this one. The Georgia Bulldogs at number 5 face the number 1 Texas Longhorns. Yours truly, Brian Snow, will have the call. Our pregame show presented by BetUS.com will begin at 7. The kickoff from Austin is at 7:30. And as I mentioned, yours truly will be on the play-by-play. This hour is brought to you by SeatGeek. Use the code Snowman and get $20 off of your first purchase. That's only through the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan.
Also, before we get going any further,
yes, sir.
I do have a little early news for you on the line for that Chiefs-Niners game.
Oh, no.
Talk to me.
Niners favored by 1. And the line over-under is set at 47 early.
Oh, man. They need to up that. They need to up that.
I'll have the line. I'm going to check the line.
We
got our officials pick Friday. We're good.
Look, we don't have to.
Early word is this.
Listen, you can mark down already which way Jordan and I are going to go for that game.
Yeah,
all right,
I know.
And everybody else is going to be screaming.
What in the all types of blue hell
kind of game is this? and I'm saying it right now, and I mean it right now. This is the first of two between these two teams.
You know what's crazy? I flipped a coin on this game earlier. It landed on its side.
Man, if I had a nickel for every time you said that joke, I'd have 2 nickels.
It's weird.
Which isn't much, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Well, I'm going to show y'all the power of cold.
He said that about the Jacksonville-Chicago game.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
So what's the evil genius been up to?
Well, sometime back, when I was in the hospital, I was out for about 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I returned to air, the evil genius decided to do an intro for me.
Okay.
This is said intro. You fool! Give me this, give me this, give me this, give me this, give me this camera. Yes, LeBron, it is you. It's always been you. It always will be you. Forever and ever. Amen. Not only an evil genius like that can incorporate the Chase Center, my hometown, Levi's Stadium, and the font that the 49ers use in the end zone, and give you that.
I have a strange feeling he's working on something for the rest of us.
Oh, yeah. I'm working on improving the intro for the garage and the arcade. The arcade opens hour 2 tomorrow.
You promise?
Because, yes, LeBron, it is you.
It is you.
It has always been you. It always will be you. Forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
Church says amen.
Brought to you by the City Field.
City Field. Oh, gosh.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are off the rails already.
Oh, man. What are you talking about already? We've been off the rails. What are you talking about? Okay,
man,
you said we needed to refill the propane. Now,
Shane said that.
Yeah, Hank already fixed
keep the propane full. Let's do. You know what? The hell with it. The hell with it.
Hank, hook it up.
Since Droid flamed Gary Bettman, I have a little something for Adam Silver. Hey, Mr. Silver, and your constituents. Sit down.
Hold on, let me crack one open. Hold on. Go.
Give me this camera. Adam Silver.
He said the line.
I did.
He did the thing. He did the thing.
I did. I sure did. And in case y'all, let me do it again. And in case y'all missed it, let me do it again. Give me this camera. Dear Adam Silver, you suck. Why, you ask? There is no NBA team in Seattle. Now, the late David Stern had 2.5 hands in this when he hopped in bed with Clay Bennett, and the next thing you know, there's a team in Oklahoma City. What? Why in the red hell did you agree to this? Why haven't you solved the problem and given Seattle what they wanted, which is the Seattle Supersonics?
Because he's off busy hopping
41 years of history wiped out. 41 years of the Seattle Supersonics wiped out in 2008 when you decided to move to Oklahoma City. Riddle me this. What the hell is in Oklahoma City?
Nothing.
Riddle me this. Who the hell wants to drive to Oklahoma City, unless they have to, and I'm leaving the NBA teams out of this, to play in that joint?
No one.
And on top of that,
maybe if you put an NHL team in there, it'll actually be good. That's just my opinion, though.
And on top of that, tell me why the NHL got it right with a team in Seattle, and you haven't done a thing to correct the mistake that David Stern made in 2008?
NHL took a
You're a
page from the
puppet.
MLB book.
You're a puppet.
NHL saw how good the MLB is being treated in Seattle, figured that they'd be able to be treated just as well, and they have been.
They're back to back playoff team. And they'll be back in the playoffs this year.
Adam Silver, you're a puppet. Let me be the commissioner of the NBA. I'd march my ass right into the office and place a phone call and say, Oklahoma City, you're done.
Is that
Your
before?
history will be wiped out because it's attached to the Sonics.
Is that before or after you ban LeBron James?
Before. I'll make that a grand gesture.
You remember what I said about his other son, not Bronny, but Bryce.
Ban both their asses too.
No, I say keep Bryce in because he's the only one that can separate himself from the James name.
Yeah, but I ain't buying it till I see it.
Turning into another Lorenzo Ball issue.
And that's why I don't want it. The Seattle Supersonics should be alive and kicking and well. And it's because of you lately, Adam Silver, that you don't see this. You're as blind as a bat when it comes to this.
Even a blindfolded, stuck in the basement Stevie Wonder can see this.
Blow up Oklahoma City Thunder. Take their history away. Go into the record books and wipe it out, including their finals appearance.
Hey,
because that was Seattle's team. You understand? That was Seattle's team. I'll say it again. That was Seattle's team. That was Seattle's team. Not Oklahoma City, but the Seattle Supersonics. But then again, Adam Silver, you're too much of a puppet to see how badly they want basketball back in Seattle. If Gary Bettman, of all commissioners, can realize the potential of the Pacific Northwest and have them play in an arena that the Sonics called home and the Seattle Storm calls home, then what the hell makes you think that you can't put the Sonics back in Seattle, have them play a Climate Pledge arena, and then you walk in with your own money and say, look, I'll finance a new arena. Pick a spot.
If a WNBA commissioner that's barely around is trying to get it right, Silver, what's your problem?
What? No, it's not what's his problem.
I'll tell you what his problem
is.
I'll tell you what his problem is. It's this.
So I realized that I think even though it's not advertised,
right,
there has to be a place for stupid people. We don't know because we're not stupid, so we don't know anything about it. It's like a secret club society.
Oh my gosh.
So I come to the conclusion that he graduated from SU, stupid university. Yeah, get all the stupid ass letters that go along with graduating high honors of being stupid. I can't do no more, man.
Vámonos, dominos, vámonos. Stupid university, where everyone graduates. Magna cum stupid.
I am entirely convinced every commissioner graduated from stupid university.
That's your problem, Adam Silver. You don't recognize history. I said it and I meant it. I've said it so many times before, and I will continue to say it and I will continue to believe it. Until you bring back the Seattle Supersonics, old Snowman's out on the NBA. Even with some of the play-by-play games I do for Golden State, Chicago, and San Antonio.
We'll leave it at that.
Get up.
Leave it at those three.
Those are the only teams I'll cover. The Golden State Warriors, the Chicago Bulls, and the San Antonio Spurs. And that's it. I ain't covering nobody else.
Let's take a break.
I will do play-by-play for those three teams and those three teams only. Period. Point blank. End of story.
Let's just take a break.
I'll cover,
and get ready for Allie.
I'll cover the Bulls since I've been a Bulls fan since 1983. The Spurs, I love George Gervin. In the old era, Artis Gilmore, Mike Mitchell, to David Robinson and Tim Duncan, to Victor Wembanyama. And I'll have a chance to see him 3 times this year in person. And, of course, you all know I've been a Golden State fan since 2005 when I lived in Montana. Hell, I've been a Golden State fan since 91, since the Run TMC days. Tim Hardaway, Mitch Richmond, and Chris Mullin. And to all the people that think they know basketball, give me this camera right here. And to all the people that think they know basketball and try to challenge me, do your research before you approach me. We got to take a breather. And then Allie is next, and I'm willing to bet you she has a mic drop moment. We'll be back.
$5.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
That's my beauty bringing us back from break. Thank you, honey. I appreciate it. Victor in the comments says, you won't cover any Laker games? What you mean? I only cover the Lakers when they're getting their ass kicked by the Golden State Warriors, the Chicago Bulls, and the San Antonio Spurs. Period.
And the princess is crazy.
Listen, y'all know how. Tomorrow, I got a banger of a Braun sexual confession. That'll close the show tomorrow. But to close the show today, Where is it? Where is it? Where'd she go? There it is. Now, open sesame. Hey, Allison Moran is with us this morning. Good morning, my dear. How are you?
Good morning. Nice to be in the presence of so many gentlemen here.
We appreciate you.
Handsome too. Gotta say.
We appreciate that.
I just woke up, so thanks.
Let's start with the WNBA Finals. Even at one game apiece. Minnesota and Brooklyn split a pair. Minnesota and New York split a pair in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. What are you thinking? No. This is a rematch of the Commissioner's Cup. And only it's going 5 games instead of one winner take all. Here's the deal. New York, the Liberty has never won. Never. It's a franchise that's been around forever. They won it with a capital W, and they were cruising along really well in the first game. They were up by 18 points, and then that bitch, Nafisa Collier, she gets in there, and she turns that thing around in the last few minutes of the game. This was game 1 last Thursday, and it's just like Minnesota, who has won the title 5 times, and in various eras, and they literally stole that game big time. She, in doing so, in the first game, she joined Lisa Leslie as the only player. This is how they did it. The only players to post 20+ points, 8+ rebounds, and 5+ blocks in a game. And this, you gotta say that the odds right now are in the favor of the Lynx. Would you not say that, Brian?
Yes, I do.
After
stealing game 1 in New York, a game that they should not have won, as you mentioned, Allie, 18-point deficit, and they race all the way back, tie the score, and then win it in overtime. The momentum is with Minnesota as they head home for the next 2 games.
Yeah.
You want to know what that reminds me of, Brian?
What's that, Droid?
Game 7, Florida, Boston.
Shut up! I don't want to talk about it. Shut up!
We were down with 50 seconds left, and you blew it.
They'll teach you to bet on those kinds of games, right? I lost my first Super Bowl bet back in 1989, I think. It was San Francisco and
Cincinnati.
Yes. And I had bet a dinner plus stuff that the man I was seeing at the time and I could I had bet on the Bengals, and that game was mine until that last pass to the end zone by Joe Montana.
Why did you bet against Joe Montana? What are you thinking?
Stupidity, baby.
You mean to tell me you bet against Joe Montana?
I did.
Okay.
I loved Boomer.
I know. Listen, Boomer was awesome. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I love Boomer. Boomer Esiason was fantastic.
Yeah,
deserved a ring.
but Montana was a legend.
The man who did it for me and made me a 49er fan in 1981, last name Montana.
You got it. You got it.
Montana was the man. Okay?
Undisputed what?
He was.
Undisputed greatest of all time, wore 16.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
I mean, my wife loves Peyton Manning. She's a longtime Colts fan, and I love Peyton Manning. Okay, Peyton Manning was awesome. Okay, Brady, same thing. Mahomes is on his way there. Brock Purdy is on his way there. But doggone it, the fellow who did it for me wore 16.
Yeah.
Okay? And I too had a bet that year because it was my junior year, and all the teachers were asking me to help them with their Super Bowl pool.
Mm-hmm.
And all I told them was, don't bet against Montana.
Yes.
I can't tell you the ridiculous amount of lunches I collected that week.
Yes. I believe it. I believe you. Believe me. I know.
Our heroes wear 16. Mine is just called Barkov. Yours is called Montana.
Yes. We got an update on Coach Spoon's firing with the Sky, do we not?
Yeah. I did want to mention though just a little bit more about the WNBA finals with Game 3 tomorrow night. We've got what are you doing?
What are you doing down there?
M-I-N. Go.
M-I-N. Okay. I got it now. Yeah, I have a very small screen, honey. I can't see you. But the problem, the thing is that New York came running back and did their thing and really pounced and won that game 80-66. So right now it really is anybody's game. And it was Breanna Stewart who said, we got to change this narrative and we got to change it now. Yep. And so she had 21 points in game 2. And the Lynx, however, came again within 2 of taking game 2 in the final 340. And so here's the deal. 74% of those who won game 1 goes to win at the end. Mm-hmm. So do I think the Lynx have the momentum all the way?
Yes.
That said, I could definitely be eating my words the same as I did last week on the Connecticut Sun. So what do I know?
Goodness.
But that's true. That's true.
This is why this is just one of the reasons why we love Allie and having her here every Tuesday morning. What's your update on Coach Spoon and the Chicago Sky?
Okay, the Sky had their groundbreaking for their new state-of-the-art facility on last Wednesday in Bedford Park, and neither the GM Jeff Pagliaccia or any of the Sky players have not had any further statement about Coach Spoon's firing. Apparently, what has been reported is that Coach Spoon and the GM were had issues over the fact that he wanted to build the team around Dana Evans instead of Angel Reese.
Yeah.
And Camila Cardoso. I question the GM as well, but I'm not a GM of a WNBA team, so what do I know? I did not think, as far as I was concerned, Evans should be on the chopping block, but that's me, and so that was the reason why they actually let her go. The other knock was that Coach Spoon favored players like Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso. Yeah, I can speak today. And over the veterans, and that led to accusations of favoritism within the locker room, leading to tension, and that's how they lost. That's how Coach Spoon lost the locker room, which was sad because I was just looking at my Facebook feed, the memories, and it was 1 year ago yesterday that they hired her.
Yeah.
I think it was too soon. I think she could have developed something, but when you're not on the same page with the GM, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
So and I don't know who they're going to get. Kurt Miller is still the name that I'm hearing floating around forever, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. I would like to see them especially get a coach that has some experience in winning as he does. Basically, he will also give, as the GM said, structure, discipline, and accountability to the team, and be in the playoffs every season. Well, every season but the last one, big guy. But
speaking of playoffs, the NWSL has a Chicago team in it.
Yes. Chicago Red Stars made it into the playoffs by the hairs of their chinny chin chins. They actually backed in it this time around. The Washington Spirit won on Saturday night after racing Louisville FC. And the Red Stars actually lost their last game. However, within the rankings, they did secure that spot. And so now they're also not done for the season just yet. Believe it or not. Yeah. Their next home game is going to be November 3rd at SeatGeek Stadium. So get out there with your blankets and hot chocolate and plus, and get out and cheer because they are great. They are terrific. What are all those hand gestures you're making, buddy?
Oh, you brought up SeatGeek. Let's not forget to use SeatGeek to pick up.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
And
When y'all go to cheer,
whatever you're doing, I'm going to drop an elbow on you.
When y'all go to cheer on
in the league right now,
when y'all go to cheer on Chicago at SeatGeek Stadium, why don't you do this and use the code Snowman to get $20 off of your order through the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan. And you said that playoff spot is just in time for the new CBA to kick in for the NWSL.
That's right. Yeah, they signed a record CBA a couple of months ago now, actually. And the great thing about it is that it raises all salaries. It raises all of the awards at the end of the season. It actually doubles their awards, like the Golden Boot, for example, went from $5,000 to $10,000, and it eliminates the draft, which is very unusual. So what happens is instead the players have their choice of where to go. Those top, college players and such, and they're able to choose their own team instead of the team choosing them. Now that's highly unusual for any league. So this is groundbreaking, and we'll see if the other leagues might follow with that. I don't know. Maybe the MLS will. Who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah, but
we'll see.
But it has now. This is interestingly enough the Chicago Red Stars' eighth consecutive playoff appearance. They have never won the title in the NWSL. They won in a previous group, but they have never won in the NWSL. And I've got to be honest here. I'm not looking for them to do anything but fold in the first series, which starts on November 9th. And they're going to have to play an away game. It's probably going to be against the Kansas City Current, who's the number one. And so it's going to be a rough series for them. However, they've got one player who can change that dynamic and love them into this another round, and that is Alyssa Nair, their goalkeeper for the past 9 seasons, and she just signed for the 10th season. And as you know, they did. She was the goalkeeper in play at this year's Paris Olympics for that gold medal. And Chicago is just so lucky to have her. She's fabulous. She's going to be a Hall of Famer on the first round, and she's fabulous. So,
she always gives us and Casey a run for our money, so I'll give her credit.
I couldn't quite hear that. I'm sorry.
Say it again, Droid.
She always gives us a run for our money, so I'll give her credit where credit's due.
You need to. Yeah. She's been fabulous. She's great with the media. I'll give credit to Coach Lauren Donaldson for being very patient with this team. And but I have to say, lucky to be there. Lucky to be there.
Summer Cup final coming up too, between Liga MX and NWSL. That's between Gotham FC and the KC Current. That's going to be Friday, October 25th for those who are curious at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern.
That'll be fun. You going to be there, buddy?
I'm not going. I ain't got that type of money.
I got it.
Speaking of going, the Las Vegas Aces lost an assistant coach who has become the head coach of the Golden State Valkyries.
Yeah.
And her name is Natalie Nakase.
That is correct. She is the new head coach of the franchise, the new one coming into the WNBA in 2025. Now, she has had a fairly extensive coaching resume. She started, first of all, she played with the San Jose Spiders and the San Diego Sage of the old National Women's Basketball League way back in the day. And then she was the assistant coach of the Clippers G League team called the Agua Caliente Clippers, hot water Clippers. That was during the 2017 to 2018 season, and then became the player development assistant coach for their for the Clippers after that. And then she's been with Becky Hammon for the last few seasons, and I'm glad she's the first Asian American coach in the league. So kudos there. And they've got quite a dispersal draft coming up on December 9th. I will be very, very, very curious. It's either the 6th or the 9th. Gosh, I'm having a brain
it is all
problem.
right. It is all right.
And so anyway, in December, they will be having their dispersal draft, and we still have yet to find out which WNBA teams are being protected and who are not being protected.
Right.
So let's hope and pray for nobody really important to go away. I can guarantee you 2 players who will definitely be protected in that dispersal draft. Number 1 is going to be Caitlin Clark. Number 2 is going to be Angel Reese.
It better be. It better be. Doggone it.
You better be. Yeah. If there were anything that I should be betting on, and I've been great some years and bad in others, but that's the story of a career. And
hey, you bet against Montana, which gives me a laugh. Okay, I tell you a funny story before we get out of here. My dad knew that I love Joe Montana.
Yeah.
Okay, and he loved Joe Montana as well. So what he would do to get my goat was to pick against them. And every time Montana and the Niners would lose, he would just let me have it. Okay. And in a duel, I'll never forget this. In a duel against the great Dan Fouts and the San Diego Chargers,
I remember.
Dad asked me to pick a score, and I said 50-45 49ers. And he said, "How do you know they'll score 50?" I said Joe Montana. Well, the Chargers wound up winning that game 44-37, Dad let me have it. But later on, he said, "You're good with predictions. You think you can help me with my football pool?" Oh, hell yeah! Dad was coming to me every week. My mother was coming to me every week, and I leave y'all with this. Super Bowl 24 was on my mom's birthday in 1990, January 28th. My cousin gives me a call. We're talking, and he says, "Do the Broncos have a chance on Sunday?" No. He said, "You're picking the 49ers?" I'm picking the 49ers to blow them out. And he says, "Why?" I said, "Look at him." I didn't know those 3 words would stick with him. And he sent me a gift. And on the back of the envelope, from what he sent me, it said 55-10. Are you kidding me? I called him and I said, "Told you." And then he sends me another gift. On the back of that envelope, it says, "Did you look at him?" Hey, folks, do us a favor. Allison's in a contest, and she's trying to be Fab over 40, which she is, but she needs your vote. Go here, votefab40.com/2024/Allison-Moran. And we got a boogie. Allison Moran joining us on the program as she does every single Tuesday. Allison, you are such a delight. Thank you for being here, and we can't wait to see you next week.
I can't wait to see you guys either. So have a wonderful week, and have a wonderful week, everybody. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Vote.
Let's jet. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they're simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope y'all are too. And yes, you will see the Allison mic drop moment later today. We're out of here. See you tomorrow. Coming up tomorrow.
This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation.
Man, we are running out of horses for that.